Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless Horror. Dumas' private party is an ambush. Here's how we know the name Aristotle Dumas is on the tip of every tongue among Genoa City's upper crust these days, and we mean everyone. Not only has he been the talk of the town for months, but speculation about his private party in Nice. France has the alias now being uttered every 5 seconds or so. While some folks are full of anticipation, others are guarded, and they're wise to be wary. Genoa City's elite have seen some things in their soap lifetimes, so Dumas' invitations have definitely raised the hairs on the back of a few necks. Black and gold embossed envelopes arriving mysteriously amid speculation. That Aristotle is coming after various family companies definitely contributed to the growing sense of unease. But the offer of an all-expenses-paid trip to his private estate on the French Riviera for a select few was truly an eyebrow-raiser. Dumas emerged on the business scene a handful of years back and has never shown his face, even on the internet. Presumably, only those who work closely with him have seen him. He wouldn't even meet with Billy after reaching out to him regarding Chancellor. Now, he suddenly seems set to reveal himself to an entire group. It leaves one with more questions than answers. The entire scenario is kind of spooky. But the one thing you can count on in a soap opera is that there will be clues in the dialogue as to what's going on. There's a reason that this party is being held on the cryptic date of Friday the 13th, and that invitees are calling the whole thing creepy and feeling a sense of foreboding, and the reason isn't good. Case in point was the recent dialogue between Chelsea and Adam, who felt snubbed after not receiving an invitation. Now, there are many reasons that might have happened. Perhaps Newman Media isn't on Dumas's radar, or maybe Dumas knows someone needs to stay back and hold down the fort, which would suggest he has an intimate knowledge of Newman Enterprises. Finally, it wouldn't be at all surprising if Adam and Dumas have a prickly past as well. After all, we all believe the mystery mogul will be exposed as someone we already know. Find out who here. Strikingly, however, Adam told Chelsea that he feels she's right, and they're better off on this side of the ocean. He had the feeling Dumas is setting a trap. Adam even went so far as to say, "Something doesn't feel right." We can only speak for ourselves, but we trust Adam's gut. And we believe this was the writers letting us know that the creepy invitations from a recluse for an isolated private party on Friday the 13th are indeed something to worry about. At worst, we could be looking at something out of a horror story. Someone goes missing or gets killed at the remote estate. The kickoff for a murder mystery, maybe? At best, the murder mystery would be of the fake party variety, and no one would actually be harmed. Somewhere in the middle is the possibility that Dumas will reveal himself at the bash and will prove to be someone all those in attendance know, fear, or with whom they share a past connection. Any way you slice it, the party qualifies as an ambush, as the party guests are sure to be taken off guard no matter what happens. Let's hope everyone comes out unscathed and makes it home to Genoa City. And let's hope we can finally stop hearing the name Aristotle Dumas. In Genoa City, secrets and schemes are part of everyday life, but nothing could have prepared the town for the chilling events that unfolded at what was supposed to be a luxurious, exclusive party, hosted by none other than the elusive and mysterious Dumas. What was advertised as a night of glamour, mystery, and elite indulgence soon spiraled into a nightmarish ambush with sinister implications. But was it truly spontaneous chaos, or something orchestrated down to the last scream? In this long-form exposé, we'll unravel the red flags that were overlooked, decode the cryptic behaviors of the major players involved, and reveal how we know, without a doubt, that Dumas' private party was never meant to be a celebration. It was always a trap. The invitation, a symbolic warning. In disguise, it started with a rare and beautifully designed invitation, thick black cardstock embossed with deep red wax bearing the Dumas family crest. The message was brief but intoxicating. You are cordially invited to the event of the season. One night, one location, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Masks required, no phones allowed. While most guests found the invitation alluring, a few, like Sharon and Jack, were immediately skeptical. Who sends an invitation in blood-red ink, demanding anonymity in a town built on surveillance and secrets? Clue number 1, the insistence on no phones was the first red flag. In Genoa City, people don't go anywhere without their ability to record or call for help. Dumas didn't want anyone escaping or calling reinforcements. The location, too isolated, too perfect. The party was set to be held at the newly refurbished Dumas estate on the outskirts of Genoa City, a property that had been abandoned for over a decade following a mysterious fire that reportedly claimed 3 lives. Renovated or not, locals knew it was cursed. When Victor Newman questioned why such a high-profile event was being hosted at a site with such a grim past, he was brushed off with lines about rebirth and legacy. But Victor wasn't buying it, and neither should we. Clue number 2. Guests had to take provided transportation to the estate, and no one was allowed to drive themselves. One way in, one way out. If that doesn't scream horror movie setup, what does? Or the guest list. Carefully curated chaos, it wasn't just the location that raised eyebrows. The guest list included a bizarre mix of Genoa City's most influential and most volatile individuals. From enemies-turned-lovers like Adam and Sally to combustible exes like Phyllis and Diane, it was clear this party was engineered for drama. Also invited were several players with dark secrets recently exposed, including Chelsea Lawson, whose mental health struggle had just come under public scrutiny, Billy Abbott, known for unraveling when put under pressure, Tucker McCall, freshly returned and already stirring pots everywhere, Nikki Newman, still grappling with her past and dealing with dangerous enemies. Why invite such a volatile crowd? Unless, of course, the chaos was the point. Clue number 3. Several guests reported receiving their invitations not via standard delivery, but slipped into their homes or offices. Someone was watching. Someone wanted them there. The arrival. Masked strangers. Eerie silence. When guests arrived, they were greeted not with champagne and music, but with silence and a series of masked staff who refused to speak. The atmosphere was chilly, the mansion dimly lit, and every wall was adorned with grotesque abstract paintings, none of which were part of Dumas' known collection. No one had seen Dumas yet. Some began to question whether he was even in the house. Clue number 4. Guests who tried to leave early found the gates locked and the drivers gone. No exits, no help. The once-in-a-lifetime experience was becoming a chilling prophecy. The games begin. Secrets, as entertainment, half an hour into TV. The event? An announcement crackled through the speakers. A distorted voice invited everyone into the ballroom, where chairs were arranged in a circle. Each guest was asked to sit and listen as a few fun truths were revealed. But these weren't party games. They were devastating confessions. Accusations and betrayals played aloud via hidden recordings, Chelsea's private therapy sessions, Adam's secret plans to sabotage Newman Media, Audra's underhanded manipulations of Kyle. People screamed. Some cried. Others stormed out, only to find the exits sealed. Clue number 5. Someone had bugged their homes, offices, and phones for months. This was surveillance for blackmail, not entertainment. Dumas, or someone pretending to be Dumas, had been building this ambush meticulously. Psychological torture. A descent into fear as tensions exploded. The party descended into paranoia. Lights flickered. Locked doors began to slam on their own. One guest, presumed to be Summer, went missing, only to reappear visibly shaken and claiming she'd been held in a wine cellar. It became clear the night wasn't just about emotional damage. There was a physical threat at play. Some began accusing each other of being in on the ambush. Diane accused Phyllis. Victor eyed Tucker suspiciously. Nick thought Adam was orchestrating it. But the truth was far worse. Clue number 6, surveillance footage. Later leaked, likely by a rogue staffer, showed several masked employees laughing behind closed doors while monitoring guests. This wasn't chaos. It was theater. The big reveal, who is Dumas really? By midnight, the guests were herded into the main hall where the voice returned. But this time, the mask came off. It wasn't Dumas at all. It was Claire Grace, the estranged daughter of a wealthy investor once ruined by Victor Newman. Her father took his life, and Claire had been biding her time for years. Dumas, as it turns out, was a fabrication, a phantom brand Claire used to lure in Genoa City's elite. Her goal? Revenge through humiliation, exposure, and fear. Clue number 7. If you followed the Dumas brand closely, you'd notice inconsistencies in the art, the origin stories, and even public appearances. Dumas was a ghost. Claire just needed the name to get her audience. The aftermath. Scars that won't heal, authorities were eventually alerted when Faith, who was not invited but had tracked Sharon's location, hacked into the security system and called Nick. A rescue effort led by Chance Chancellor brought the night to an end, but the damage was already done. The fallout was massive. Adam lost his position at Newman after his betrayal went public. Chelsea retreated from the public eye. Kyle and Audra ended their affair, now exposed. Claire was arrested, but hinted that the night was only phase 1. Clue number 8, hidden in one of the grotesque paintings, a blueprint labeled Phase 2, Crimson Lights. Is another ambush coming? Why we know it was an ambush. The evidence piles. Up, let's summarize. Invitations delivered with surgical precision. Transportation controlled and communications blocked. Psychological torture used as entertainment. Surveillance orchestrated over months. A host with a motive tied to Genoa City's past. Multiple guests exposed in personal and public ways. This wasn't a party gone wrong. This was premeditated, a trap, and it nearly destroyed the town's most powerful families. Conclusion. A city forever changed. What started as a night of supposed elegance turned into one of the most traumatic events in Genoa City history. And yet, the worst may still lie ahead. Claire. Grace is in custody, but many believe she wasn't acting alone. Dumas, whether real or not, has now become a symbol of fear. And if Phase 2 is as calculated as Phase 1, no one in Genoa City is safe. As we close the file on the party that was anything but, one thing is clear. On the young and the restless, even luxury can hide a monster. And sometimes, the real horror begins when the masks come off.